Let's see how to maintain a tracker for each and every client and how to send the data for shortlisted profiles. Okay, now remember the master tracker or the hiring tracker that you have maintained for every individual client. Here we are taking an example of a client name and the tracker that we're following for this client. So you maintain this tracker and there is a master tracker that you create. So when you open this Excel, the first sheet, you name that as master tracker. Okay, now that tracker is master tracker is the tracker which has data for all the candidates that you have interviewed. So if you've interviewed 100 profiles, you have data for all those 100 profiles feeded on this sheet. Okay, however, all those 100 profiles are not interested, not answering. It can be anything. Okay, but then I'm talking about maintaining a master tracker because that shows us, it's a proof, it's a database that will show how many clients, how many candidates we've actually called, and we can go back to the client saying, look, we've called almost 200 to 50 people and after that we've got this shortlist. So it is always good to maintain a base data sheet. Now master tracker has all the information. Now this tracker that you have got one sample entry done for you. I want the date in this format. Always remember, custom that, go to this option, more number formats, go to custom and select the date type as DD MMMYY. So the date format has to be the way I have given it to you. Serial number, name, first letter of the name has to be in capital. Look at the way it is written. So the tracker which is sent to you is a sample tracker and the data that's fed on the tracker is an example of how the data needs to be updated and sent to me when we are sending it to the client. Please remember, all this information is quite crucial, important. Presentation and updating Excel sheet is very, very important. See that you have mentioned the current company name as it is supposed to be. Again, first letter capital. If it is an acronym, it has to be in capital. KSP Consulting Services is the name of our company. So remember, do not put the name incorrectly. It has to be KSP Consulting Services. Look at the other information. So when you look at this other information, the way it is fed, location, notice, follow a standard. If you're mentioning days, all your candidates and all the data that you will send will be in days. If you mention month, it should be mentioned in month for all the candidates. So it has to be standard. Please remember, it has to be detailed. It cannot be just numbers. So you can't just put 30, 60. It has to be days or month. Mention that. Salary always should be in annual salary. It has to be full salary in annual. You don't mention monthly salary. Always mention the CTC, that is cost to company. So you ask what is the cost to company or what is your total salary. Okay, so you ask for CTC and you mention CTC here. You don't mention just the take home, and incentives are separate, but you ask the CTC. CTC means everything. It is the fixed salary plus incentives plus any other allowance. Everything is involved in this because we want to tell the client what is the current salary this person is drawing, and this should include all the information possible. It has to be mentioned in annual, and that's why like I said, 5 is 5 lakhs per annum. LPA has to be in capital. Let's say, for example, if the salary was 3,20,000, the number will go as 3.20 LPA. Somebody is expecting 4,50,000, then the number will be 4.50 LPA. So you mention this numbers, standard format everywhere for all the candidates. Again, current position, applied position. Current position has to be, again, the first letter capital in the same format. Font size all remain same. Applied position, follow what is there on the JD. Don't create your own position. If the candidate has not mentioned it in the right way, you need to clear it. You need to correct it. Use the right designation that is offered for the role. Okay, you can even mention, so let's say, for example, if the profile is not senior or if the profile is senior, you can still say executive / manager, but it has to be in the right format, and then the date and time. After you have filled the data, select all the data, go to the font, update the font, alignment, it has to be in center. Okay, if you look at this, you can see how the text is moving. Please see to it. These are small things, but adds a great impression, and these are important things when you're sending any information to anybody. Highlight this, and now this is ready to be sent. So you copy this information. Okay, now this is your master. Just copy paste that on the sheet. So there's one way of doing it. You just copy this much, you just copy this section, and you have the same tracker updated here. So let's say, for example, we're talking about shortlisted. So you've got one person shortlisted. What you do is you simply update the shortlisted information. So you just copy, go to the shortlist tracker. Now shortlist tracker is only for candidates who are shortlisted, which means interested. Okay, shortlist tracker is your tracker which tells you these are interested candidates. These are candidates we forwarded to the client. Okay, now I need to send this information to the client. Sorry. So what you do is just again copy, create a draft sheet. So again, how to create multiple sheets? Control and drag. So I'm going to show you one live example. So just control and drag. So this is a dummy sheet, or you can say a rough sheet. What you need to do is always delete the first row. So this is just a copy paste. This is for copy pasting the data. So what you need to do is you are sending this data to the client. So what I'm doing is copying this information and then pasting it here. Okay, the date format, I'm saying the candidate is available on, let's say, 6th April at 3 p.m. Okay, so this is ready to be sent. Copy this information. So what I've done, I've copied the table. So whenever you're copying the table, let's say remove what is not necessary, see that it is in the right format, check the alignment, check that the data is in the right form, font is proper. Look at this sheet and you will understand what I'm trying to say. It is clean, clear, it is in the right format, and now I'm ready to send this to the client. Okay, how to send it to the client? Open a fresh email, whoever it is supposed to send. So let's say, for example, I've sent it to somebody. The subject has to be the position designation. Okay, remember that it has to be designation, location, and in bracket name of the client. Okay, so this becomes easy for us to remember which client, which location, which position. So hi Priyanka, okay, please see the below synopsis for the said position. Said position is the position that is in the subject line. Always remember to type the text first and then paste the table, because you can do that for yourself to understand. It will be difficult to type text if you paste the table first. Okay, so it's always better to first type the text, follow the sequence basically, type the text, paste the table, and then you have your signature there already. So just do this. The tracker stays with you. You don't send the tracker to me all the time. You just send this shortlisted interested candidates. Okay, there's something wrong here. The table didn't paste according to our requirements. Something is wrong with the system, but that's okay. We've deleted it. We are going to try it again. Always attach the shortlisted profile. So the profile has to come along with this table. What I usually do is once I get this, I forward it. I don't sit and edit it because it's again time consuming. So this is the right practice to do it. Do it, paste the table, attach the candidate resumes. So let's say if there are more than one persons, you have more than one profiles to be sent, do it that way. So you may have, let's say, for example, let's do an example. Okay, so let's say we have one more profile. I'm just showing you an example. So you have maybe, let's say, two positions. So, let's say Rochelle Thakur, okay, and whatever. So, this is the data. So you've got two candidates. So you copy paste this, and it is the same position. If it is a different position, then a different email. So one position, one email. So if you've got one position and two resumes, two interested candidates for the same position, then that's how you send it. So I'm just copy pasting it again. I'm trying my luck. Let's see if it works. Something is wrong with my system though, but let's try and see again if it works. But I hope you understood the idea, what we are trying to say. If it is a new profile, again, you go back, you delete these, go to the shortlist tracker, copy that information, go to this rough sheet, paste that, and then copy the entire table from the title to the content and paste it. This is how you send data to clients for the shortlisted or interested candidates. Okay. I hope it makes it clear. We're waiting for the table to get pasted. I don't know, something is wrong. There's some error on my system because of which we are not getting this support. But I hope this will work. I'm just waiting for that paste. Once that's done, we are finished with this video. Thank you for watching. There's something wrong. Hold on just a second. So this is the problem with Google, and that's why we have a lot of limitations on Google, you know, when it comes to pasting data. See, we're facing some issues here. We'll try again. There's something wrong. This works, so don't worry, it will work with you. There's something wrong. Usually it works. I will show you an example so that we don't waste time. So if you look at this is an example. You look at this email. So this is an example how we've sent. So there's an attachment, there's a data here of the candidate. Look at the way it is sent. Again, so the company name has to be in first letter capital, which is missing here. So that's a correction. See how, notice total experience is 2 years. So if it is 3 years, 2 months, it's 3.2 years. See how the salary is given, current position, applied position. Okay, so this is how you send the information. We are trying to paste the table, which is not working, but I hope you understood how to do it. Thank you.